We're here at Broovy Cinema Pub to review more movies. We're sponsored by PC Laptops. I'm Jeff Weiss from MSN Entertainment and Parallel Universe.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine. You can find Big Movie Mouth Off on Xfinity Channel 6 or Xfinity On Demand, Utah On Demand, Salt Lake Alternative. We're sitting there. Come and join us. Let's do it.
You probably found it already. We're thinking you did, but if not, if not, that's where you can also find this review of Paul, a science fiction comedy reteaming off-screen best friends Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, who you might remember from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. They are would-be novelist and writer who have from England who have come to America. They've just shown up at Comic-Con.
Good old Comic-Con.
And now they've got an RV. They're touring UFO hotspots, which is how they found a little green man voiced by Seth Rogen.
Going on a road trip, huh?
Yeah. On a tour of America's most famous UFO hotspots.
I hear that.
I cannot believe we're going to see Area 51.
Hi. I'm Paul.
What have you done to him?
He fainted.
Yeah, but you made him faint.
But it's not like I set my phaser to faint.
You've got a phaser?
Oh, God. I really need your help. This is a matter of life and death.
Heads up. We just got reassigned.
I want E.T. back in his fishbowl or dead ASAP.
Hey! Reese's Pieces! Yes, thank you.
What if he inserts a probe into our you-know-what? Well, apparently they don't do that.
Anyone want one of these? Anyone?
Yep. So Seth Rogen is the voice of this alien, which I can't stand. I like Seth Rogen. I think he's funny, but this voice takes me out of it every time I hear it. And so all I can think about is Seth Rogen speaking into a microphone and just laughing up. And sure enough, when you got Seth Rogen, you got stoner jokes. And nothing bores me more than drug jokes. And I find this movie hitting that note so many times that I just get tired of it. And I do, okay, so you mentioned Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, and these were two original comedies. Nick Frost and Simon Pegg are known for putting little pop culture references in their films, and that's why kind of nerdy groups love them, and I love them. But they always balance it out with their like more original humor, like they would bring their own humor to these pop culture references. For me, Paul is so stereotypical in the sense of the films that they're making. It's basically Dumb and Dumber meets Howard the Duck.
Are you an alien?
To you I am, yes.
Are you going to probe us?
Why does everyone always assume that? What am I doing? Am I harvesting farts? How much can I learn from an ass?
Well, what?
I'm sorry. What's your name?
It's Graham Willie.
And what's his name?
That's the writer, Clive Gollings.
Okay, cool. I'm Paul.
Paul?
Yeah, it's a nickname that stuck. My ship crashed on a dog. It doesn't matter. Look, if you don't help me, I could die on this road tonight.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, great, okay. Help me grab him. This man's peed his pants.
But the references is what, for me, made this movie. Because I was laughing hysterically during these. There's so many references that I want to, you got Star Wars, Aliens, E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Ridiculous
Back to the Future sound effect?
Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. So many. That's where I love this movie. But it's where they start trying to tell their own story that I'm like, this has been done so many times. I don't like Seth Rogen's voice, and I hate drugs humor. That I'm kind of like, I'm just so iffy about this movie.
And see the trailer led me to believe we were going to get more Seth Rogen than I thought we were going to.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised at the amount of Seth Rogen we got in this film, and that so much about the film is about the dynamic between Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Yeah.
There's a weird sort of friendship but jealousy of their burgeoning relationship with the little green man, as well as a non-evolutionary believer played by Kristen Wiig.
I'll tell you what else was funny. It was when you kissed me yesterday.
Sorry.
No. I was like, get off me, you rapists. Said you can do it again if you like.
Really?
If you're going to try it, then maybe you should do it with a friend, rather than someone like a stranger, because, there's a lot of weirdos out there.
Well, I am planning on doing a lot of kissing and fornicating, so you'd really be helping me out.
Great. Well, my hands on you.
Stand here. Okay.
Steady.
I'm sorry. I thought I was gonna pass out. Carry on.
What's that mean? Nothing? Nothing, just hanging around.
They're about to make out. It was awkward.
Who, by the way, I want that T-shirt. Evolve this T-shirt. I want that. And the men in black who are pursuing Paul, who's the little green man across the country, they are played by Jason Bateman, Bill Hader from SNL, and Joe Latrulio.
Yeah.
Who
I think steal the show almost from everybody.
Yeah.
Because their interactions with each other are hilarious. And that's where I have a problem, because when side characters steal the show from the lead characters, then I'm kind of like, well, then what are you guys doing to entertain me? Because the short amount of time that's spent with these guys, I'm almost enjoying more. So that's just how I am. I love them to death, but it's not enough for me to just laugh at references. It reminds me of almost like kind of like the Hot Shots movies, where all they did was reference like Top Gun, like over and over. You know what I mean? It's classier than that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're funny, but it's just kind of poking fun. I don't want to go as far as to saying it's like those really terrible like date movie and stuff like that, but it's in that realm of that kind of cinema.
And see, what I liken it to actually is Superbad, which also came from the same director,
Yeah.
Greg Mottola, which probably by the numbers, probably too slavish to sort of the form that it's following, but enough in the realm of supporting characters and the spoofs and the smartness behind some of the stuff that it works for me.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the references is what makes this film for me, and I think people who see it are gonna have. I think if you are a nerd who kind of knows what Comic-Con is, if you respect the Star Wars trilogy, if you love the Back to the Future and Indiana Jones, you're gonna love it, because it's the references that make it for you, not the story itself for me. And if you don't know those things, kind of just walking in there, I don't think you're gonna enjoy it that much.
I do. I think it's dope. I think it's dopey enough. You know what it really felt like to me was an '80s comedy.
I didn't get that.
in a good sort of way. It really reminded me of Superbad in that regard.
You'll say Superbad, and I'll say Howard the Duck.
Ooh, no.
There's no Leah Thompson. Man, she should have been in it if they're gonna mention Back to the Future.
Well,
but
there are cameos. There are cameos,
and another thing that kind of bugged me, because you mentioned Kristen Wiig's character. I love Kristen Wiig to death, and she's this ultra conservative who kind of gets shown the light, and I love the idea of her breaking out of her shell and she wants to experience everything that's sinful. But to me, it's funny at first, and then they just hammer it into the ground. And to me, by the time she makes the joke the fourth time, I don't laugh anymore. And so, to me, that's running out of material. It's not that long of a movie, so to repeat the same joke over and over and over, I don't appreciate that kind of stuff.
But she sort of gets shot down in that regard.
Nah.
She sort of does till she learns to get better at it.
Yeah, here and there, but
Yes.
I just, it to me, and sometimes it just kind of felt like improv that didn't work. So, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the references.
Right.
And so it's not like I'm bashing the hell out of this thing, and maybe it sounds like I am, but it's just that's how I felt.
Why do you hate nerds, Jimmy?
I
Why do
love
you hate
nerds. I'm a nerd, and I got most of the references, and that I want to watch it again, because I guarantee you I missed by about 3/4 of the references.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many, and that's why you laugh at one and you're like, wait, what'd they say? And you're like, oh, I need to see it again.
It's peppered with references, including musical cues,
And
sound cues.
and not just splotted references. I mean, it's like things in the background. I noticed in one scene, you look in the background and there's a marquee for a movie theater that says "Duel," like that in Spielberg's movie. I mean, that's smart humor to me, and so that's where I appreciate it. The story itself, fine. I gave it 2.5 stars, and I'll give you 3 if you want it.
I'm giving it 3.
I'll go 2.5. If you're going 3, I'm going 2.5.
I'm going 3, and you bring up things like the dual references, and that's where it works for me. Is I know it's dumb, and there's a lot of probing jokes, but then it's smart, and I like smart and dumb. Yeah, that's really how it reminded me of the '80s, and I enjoyed that. I think I enjoyed the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost interactions more than you did. I saw
think you did.
a little more there than you did. And Seth Rogen did not annoy me nearly as much as I thought he was going to.
Yeah. All right.
And man, I want that T-shirt that Kristen Wiig is wearing. 3 stars.
We'll watch it again for more references.